Hello, I have finished reading David Baldacci's Mercy. It's an Atlee Pine thriller, and it turns out that this is the fourth in a series of Atlee Pine searching for her sister Mercy. I did not realize that, but having said that, I feel that I got enough of a gist from this to really enjoy this as a standalone book. I have placed a link in the description box to the Mercy series if you want to check them out, but let me read you the blurb and then I'll tell you what I thought about it. For her entire life, FBI agent Atlee Pine has been searching for her twin sister Mercy, who was abducted at the age of 6 and never seen again. Mercy's disappearance left behind a damaged family that later shattered beyond repair when Atlee's parents inexplicably abandoned her. Now, after perilous investigation that proved nearly fatal, Atlee has finally discovered not only the reason behind her parents' abandonment and Mercy's kidnapping, but also the most promising breakthrough yet, proof that Mercy survived her abduction and then escaped her captors many years ago. Although Atlee is tantalizingly close to her family at last, the final leg of her long road to Mercy will be the most treacherous yet. Mercy left at least one dead body behind before fleeing her captors years before. Atlee has no idea if her sister is still alive, and if so, how she has been surviving all this time. When the truth is finally revealed, Atlee Pine will face the greatest danger yet, and it may well cost her everything. So, as I said, having not read the other books in this Mercy series, I don't know how much is revealed about how Mercy has been surviving all these years, but that is brought to focus in this final book called Mercy. And she has not been living a happy life. I mean, she's surviving paycheck to paycheck, sometimes having to supplement her income by MMA fighting, which clearly is physically arduous and potentially damaging. When she's abducted at the age of 6, she is taken to a family who then gives her to their son and daughter-in-law, who physically abuse Mercy horribly. And there's graphic description of what this woman goes through. So if you have abuse in your past, you may want to steer clear of this because it is brought out in detail. Her sister, the FBI agent, is in this book relentlessly pursuing her sister and any leads to her sister. And at the end, when the sisters do connect, everything that Mercy has been brainwashed into forgetting about her family, even though she was only 6 at the time, kind of comes flooding back. And that creates, I think, for her, the bond she needs to kind of fully emotionally connect with her sister. There's a lot of action in this. There's violence. But I will say, this is the first David Baldacci that I have ever read, and I will be reading more because I like his style of writing. I'm very interested in reading the rest of the Mercy series, and like I said, I've linked it in the description below. And because these are older books, they're pretty cheap, so I'll be checking those out. But for now, I really thought this was great, even as it's not intended to be a standalone, but I read it as a standalone and felt that it held up very well that way. So yeah, Mercy, an Atlee Pine thriller by David Baldacci. And yeah, I'd recommend it. I read it. I read it in about 2 days. It definitely kept my attention, and I felt that the pace was nice. There was character development. Clearly, if I had read the others, I would have a better sense of his character development through the series, but as I read the others, I will certainly let you know. But yeah, that is what I read this week.